Welcome to Authors Promotion Show. I'm your host, Panta, and we are with 6 times bestseller author, 8 times, right? 8 times bestseller author Randi Goodman. She is actually not only bestseller author, but also she's doing a lot of events, and she's publisher. She's a real estate broker, and she has a series called Empowering Women to Succeed. I've been there on the fifth one, I guess, right? On the third one.
Yeah.
It was Leap, and this time she's doing another one called Legacy. Welcome to my show, Randy.
Thank you so much for being here, Pantia, and thank you so much for everything you're doing for the people out there and showcasing authors and people, entrepreneurs and whatnot. You're doing a lot. You're making a huge impact. So thank you for doing that.
My honor. I'm very happy, Randy, to have you today because I remember my own journey with you, and it was a great pleasure having you. And I have a lot of questions today from you.
Please, and thank you so much for being part of Empowering Women to Succeed.
Yeah, that was a great experience, actually. And I miss those events because it was live. Everybody's there. Physically, we could be there.
Yeah.
And we could celebrate together. And I really miss it. But again, that's fine. This is the situation. We celebrate. Still, we have other authors inside your book. And still, we can celebrate your another best-selling book. So I just wonder, why did you become an author? Like, looking back to your history, you were not author before. I mean, how did it happen?
You know, it's really funny is I'm a math and science student. Those are the subjects I took in school. I was terrible at writing. I got so much help from my teachers when it came to English classes. And, you know, so it's funny that here I end up being an author. Well, my old partner that I was partners with for a few years, he came to me at one of our early events and plunked the cover of the first book in front of me in a plexiglass frame and said, "Here's our next project." I went, "Okay, I can make it happen, right?" And there we were, started on a journey of figuring it out and how to do it and bringing authors on. And it was so much fun. We had no idea where it was going to go. And next thing you know, it became a series of 5. So yeah, it was pretty interesting story.
So you said you are 8-time bestseller author. Did you publish another 3 books out of these 5?
So I published 2 more after the Empowering Women.
Oh.
And yeah, so 365 Empowering Stories in the Waterfront Awards book,
Okay.
where I helped a friend of mine. But I'm also part of, so I'm in the 365, that makes 6 books. Then I'm also in The Secret to Wealth with Brian Tracy. And I'm also in another book that a lady did that was very similar to the 365 stories. They're very short stories. So I did a story in that book too. So that's where the 8 comes from.
Yeah, I see. Oh, you're amazing. You are a hero doing this publishing all the time.
Helping people get their stories out. That's all.
Exactly. And I was really inspired with your events because you talk about the legacy. Even those days I've been there, you talk about how important is to have a book because you can actually live it for others. I love that story. You talk about your grandparent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about this again?
About my grandfather? Yeah, it's so my family survived the Holocaust, and I always thought I wanted to, if people pass away, they pass away with their memories and their stories, and you never get to know what they are. So I wanted to record him He was home. My grandfather was home for 8 years sick. And I thought, okay, anytime he feels up to it, that he feels good enough to speak, then I want to record him. So I have a few hours recording of him telling stories. And I promised him I'm going to put this in a book one day, which is really funny because, again, I'm the math and science student, right? But I told him I'm going to write a book. So ironically, here I am publishing books, right? Which is funny. I still have yet to do that one, but I did have the video of him transcribed. And now I'm just at a place where I have to get it put together so that I can actually publish the book. But I decided I would add to that and interview the children. So,
wow, you're
yeah.
so active.
So my grandparents have 2 daughters and they're 10 years apart. So clearly they would have grown up a little differently, right? And their cousin, same thing. They're 9 years apart. So I thought, you know what? I want to see what the effects are. Like, how can I add to this book, right? So I want to see what the effects would be with the first child and how they grew up versus how the second child grew up, because there's so many years apart, which means the family would have been more established. They would have dealt with or not dealt with some of their feelings from the war, and I wanted to see what was the difference there. And was it the same with the cousins, right? So I kind of like a little study. So I did that too. And I had that transcribed. So it's just a matter of having it put together as a book. So
that's going to be your own book. I mean,
that'll be
that's the solo book. Yeah, everybody should have a solo book too. Like, I like the idea of contribution. I'm doing it as well because I've done it once and I'm going to do it the second time, because you get a lot of interaction, a lot of love, a lot of support. And at the end of the day, if it's a physical event, it's going to be much, much better. We miss it this year.
Yeah, I do too.
So what is your 3 tips that you can give to authors to be successful as an author? Like people who are very inspired to be an author, but they are not yet.
Well, first of all, I would say, Pantia, it's don't be the best kept secret. So many people have a book in their head, or maybe they even took the step of writing a book on paper or in a file on their computer, but they don't publish it, right? They don't take that step and publish it. I know people who wrote multiple books, never published one, right? It's like, why? Leave this legacy. Use it as a healing tool. Use it as a marketing tool. Like, there's so many reasons to use the book. So don't be the best kept secret and allow your story to be published. You have no idea how many people you're going to impact or how many people may want to connect with you. So that would definitely be one. Take that step and make it happen. Secondly, if you're thinking that it's going to cost a crazy amount of money to do or tons of time and research, if you're part of a compilation, it's so easy. Like, we do all the work for you. All you literally have to do is share the story, because obviously we don't have the story. So all you have to do is share the story. We do the editing and the publishing, and you get to work with the editor. We even have working with award-winning public relations person and headshots and, a page on our website that links back to wherever you want it to link to. Like, if you're part of a compilation, you get to share in the marketing of all these different people's audience. Like, where do you get to tap into so many different audiences than when you're in a compilation? Because you're all promoting the same thing. You're all promoting the same book. So if I have 1,000 people and you have 1,000 people and 10 other people have 1,000 people, that's 12,000 people or 11,000 other people that you get to tap into And of course, the numbers are probably larger because of social media. But imagine how many people you get to be in front of, not just the 1,000 that you had. So just that alone, you don't have to spend all the time, money trying to learn this. You have someone who's already proven they're doing it, and you just get to contribute to that and benefit from that. So that's huge. And then what?
Is it third?
And then the third one, what can I tell you? It is an unbelievable marketing tool for your business. Like, why not elevate yourself as a business person? Why not add credibility to yourself? You know, it's like, working for years and years and years in one job and never wanting to elevate yourself or get promoted to another job. Why not take that on? Why not be that expert or be seen as that expert? Why not use it as a tool to grow your business? You can be using a book as a business card. You can be giving it to influencers as a gift. Bloggers will accept gifts from people, and you get to blog on their website. They can use those as prizes to their audience. They love getting items that they can use as prizes. If you just want to leave it as a legacy for your family, do it for that. But, not only are you using this as a great business tool to market yourself, but you're also using it. Many of the authors are using this as a healing tool, because I don't know if you've been to therapy or counseling or whatnot, but quite often they will tell you to write out what you're thinking and feeling. So basically you're writing your story, and then it's so lethargic to be able to get that out. The head to the hand to writing it out is so therapeutic. Some coaches will tell people to burn it after, or rip it up and throw it away, or go file it somewhere. They tell them to do these things, but really it's the writing process is a really serious healing tool. So you're able to express yourself, you're able to write it out, you're able, like, the feelings people have going through, and you've been through the process too. The exhilaration, like the release, there's so many different words we can use that just allow you that process of healing. And so use it for whatever you need to use it for. But if you are an entrepreneur or a business person, use it as a tool for your marketing. And I'm going to give a fourth tip. Start promoting as soon as you decide you're going to be an author. Don't wait till the very end. Start right away and build a database. Build an audience of people that want to support you. Build interest in your book and get people on board so that when the time comes, they're going to support you because they love you and like you and love what you've been accomplishing, and they're proud of you.
Yes. Because what happened with my first book, I published it and then I decided to market it, which is not a good idea. But for my third book with contribution, I started 6 months, even like more than 6 months prior to publishing. I built a platform. I talk about this. I had interviews, podcasts that help you to create your platform. And why I like contribution, because you don't need, for the beginning, you don't need to do all the work, as Randy said, because the problem is you have a lot in your mind. You want to learn about the strategy. You want to learn about who should give you, like, who do you have to choose as an editor, and how do you publish it. A lot of things beside it. But if you are with a team, then it's much easier to promote. Even the connection is good, because I see, I've been in Toronto. We are both in Toronto, and those physical events help me to network. And I love that part of networking. 3 years ago, we've been there. Still, we are friends. still we have connections. Anytime we need support, we support each other. And that's not like, I'm talking about a huge network inside of Toronto. So that's a great opportunity, especially if you are gonna publish your book inside the local community. Let's say you are part of Toronto, and you need a narrow niche in a local community like a PTSD or healthcare. That's a great opportunity to connect to those connections. And I recommend everybody who are doing the publishing, if you are living in somewhere like Europe or somewhere else, you also have market there, because that's what we all do, right? You always get the international bestseller because you have different markets, right? Usually, which market do you choose for your marketing?
Because that's our biggest audience. USA is pretty easy too, because we know a lot of people in the US. But you know what? We're marketing everywhere. Some of our authors might have a huge audience in India, or someone might have a huge audience in Asia, or someone might have in Australia. I mean, anywhere, right? So if they have a huge audience there, then we tell them, promote to those people, because honestly, to become a number one international best-selling author, you just need 2 countries, right? A minimum of 2 countries. So if it's the US, great. Canada is a no-brainer. But if it's another country, then pick another country. It doesn't matter. But you don't have to focus on promoting in one unless somebody within that group has a huge audience there, right? And then you can really hone in on that. Like we did India one time, right? So it just depends.
Yes. So tell me about your program. But before going through that, we're gonna have like few second break and we come back. Please subscribe to Panta Calhoun Transition channel and order my book Rules of Change for the Better. Tune up your mood and transform your life to reach your biggest dreams. All right. Do you remember that book?
I love it.
That was no memories of it. We had a lot of shows, live shows, and she was connected to producers. I had a really great experience, especially in Toronto. If you leave and you're Canadian, Randi is a good referee to go to.
Thank you.
So Randi, tell me about your programs. What are your websites? What do you do there? How they can reach you?
Okay, so you want to know everything?
What do you mean? Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what you want me to share. Okay, so I am a real estate broker. So dreamhomeswithrandy.com. I also have, hopefully one day soon, we'll be able to have the Toronto Women's Expo.com. Also have a membership program. So you can find it through randygoodman.com. And then the book publishing is empoweringwomentosucceed.com. You can reach me through any platform. I'm more than happy to speak to anyone. And of course, I'm all over social media, so you can find me there as well. And we love, I've helped almost 200 people become number one international best-selling authors, and loving it. We have a book launching next month called Legacy. That'll be our volume 6 of Empowering Women to Succeed. Very excited about that. And so our authors are pretty excited. We are going to do an online summit. It won't be exactly the same as the live one, but we will do the online one. And our authors will have a chance to share some of their stories with you guys. So please tune into that. And we're very excited about it. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. So do you have any Facebook group? I see you only have like Randy Goodman 71. Do you have any group for authors or for empowering women to succeed?
Yeah, so there's a page for empowering women to succeed. There's a public group, there's a private group, there's a LinkedIn page, there's an Instagram page, there's a Twitter page. So there's everything for empowering women to succeed. So you can definitely join us there. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, do you want to add something to this show? Like, do you have any freebie to give us or anything
Definitely.
to share? Yes.
Yeah, no, love to give freebies away. So we have, if you go to randygoodman.com and click on free download, then you'll get a copy of The Secret to Wealth with Brian Tracy. And I share the 7 proven strategies to explode your business there. So basically 7 things that you must have in your business to maximize. And the rest of the chapters are about real estate. And I wasn't in real estate when I wrote the book years ago. So I wrote about how to build your business. So that was, you can definitely get that free download there. And then also for those who purchase a copy of the Legacy book in June when we launch and leave a review, we've got all kinds of freebies. You'll get a copy of the first and second Empowering Women to Succeed books electronically. You'll also get a copy of our new planner for 2021 to 2022. It's fillable if you want to use it online, or you can print it out, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You also get 2 months free membership at the Toronto Women's Expo membership program. So that will help grow your business as well. So yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you had a great vision, Randy. That's what I like. Like you have this plan in your mind and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." Like suddenly you've been a realtor, and just wow, Randy was not a realtor. No, how come she? But that's good. How did you become a realtor? I know that's not part of the author promotion, but I also have a job transition, job reinvented show, so probably it's good for us to know about that.
I love that. Thank you. You know what? I've been investing in real estate for more than 30 years. And, maybe for 25 years, many people were saying, you should be a real estate agent. You should be a real estate agent. And it didn't resonate with me at the time, right? And then a few years ago, one of my old friends said something to me and it just clicked. And I went, okay, maybe I need to go to school now, right? So I took the course. 2 weeks in, my youngest son decided he wanted to take real estate as well. So we went to school together and we both got our license together. Yeah, it was fun.
Wow, that's interesting. I love it. So hopefully there is another event new year, and the exhibitions are so live. I love those exhibitions. I remember you always showcase so many people in your exhibition, and you have other people can sell their products there. So it's a great opportunity for whoever live in Toronto, come there and listen to speakers and get lots of inspiration. That's what I started.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And your show is just so incredible. I love how you're showcasing people and giving them a platform to speak. So not only are they doing that through their book writing, but you're also giving it to them online. And it's just beautiful. So thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful. And for all that you do and sharing your stories with the world.
Yeah, thank you so much, Randy. That was honor to be with you again. And hopefully there is another event and we get together again and another exhibition. And I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you. You too.
Another bestseller, and you do. I mean, you're doing amazing job. I remember one day you want to sell the brand, and then you give up and you have it again. Like you never quit, and that's what I like about you. You are so brave, amazing, and I wish you can continue this series for longer time. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, with my new partner, I will, Annie Osley. So,
Yeah,
very
I had her in the show too. She's
yes,
amazing.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Randy. Thank you for being here.